Uhuru Kenyatta, who is retiring from office in August. President Uhuru's political career, which spans decades, started in Moi's government and lasted through Kibaki's two-term tenure until Uhuru won the presidency in 2013 general election. Tonight, Lookup TV takes a trip down memory lane of the president's long, eventful time in the public service.
On Wednesday, June 1st, 2022, Kenya's fourth elected President Uhuru Kenyatta officiates over his last Madaraka celebrations in office at the Uhuru Gardens in Nairobi. As he approaches the sunset of his 10-year tenure, Uhuru's presidency has been marked by political twists and turns, including the infamous fallout with his once right-wing man, Deputy President William Ruto.
He comes from a political family. Her father was the first president of this country, and he's the most, within the Kenyatta line itself, he was the most prominent in terms of the sons.
In the 10 years that he has been president and commander-in-chief of all armed forces, the leadership score of Kenya's fourth president, who is also the son of the country's founding father, has been put under a glaring microscope by citizens, the opposition, and the international community alike. Uhuru Kenyatta entered the political ring in the 1990s under the wing of his longtime coach and mentor, former President Moi, when he was nominated to parliament as a KANU MP and later appointed to be Minister for Local Government. When President Arap Moi's 24-year term drew to an end, he propped up Uhuru Kenyatta as his preferred successor. Herman Manyora is a professor at the University of Nairobi and one of the country's notable political commentators.
People from prominent families, political families, there will always be somebody from that family. Sometimes, if not a son or a daughter, sometimes a grandson or a granddaughter. So it was Uhuru.
In the December 2002 elections, Kenyatta joined the race on the ruling KANU party ticket, but he lost to Moi Kibaki of the National Rainbow Coalition, NARC. In the subsequent general election of 2007, Uhuru Kenyatta changed tune, and instead of running for the top seat, he supported Kibaki's second bid for the presidency. In that year's election campaigns that were marred by hate speech and fierce political competition between PNU's Moi Kibaki and his main opponent Raila Odinga of the Orange Democratic Movement Party, Uhuru Kenyatta traversed the country to popularize his candidate Moi Kibaki, and when the elections were contested by the opposition, he was in the middle of the melee that saw international players intervene to cool the country's political temperatures.
But the time he begins to show really serious potential and announcing to the world is when, in the Grand Coalition government, he was appointed as one of the deputy prime ministers, Deputy Raila Odinga.
Uhuru Kenyatta was eventually named in a list of 6 people who were accused of propagating violence by the International Criminal Court (ICC), violence that led to the death of over 1,300 people. Once the storm had passed, Uhuru Kenyatta was appointed as the Minister for Local Governments under Kibaki's new government, and after the mediation process that birthed the Grand Coalition government, Uhuru Kenyatta was reappointed as one of Odinga's deputy prime ministers and Minister for Finance. In 2012, Uhuru officially left KANU and formed his own party, the National Alliance TNA. In 2013, Kenyatta paired up with his fellow ICC suspect William Ruto, and together they won the presidency under a brand new 2010 constitution. With Wednesday's event being the last public function the president will celebrate at State House Nairobi, his 2 terms as head of state have been tainted by many challenges, including widespread claims of government corruption, the deepening rift between him and his second-in-command, William Ruto, and failure to implement the historic 2/3 gender rule through parliament despite several attempts.
He's still young, like Atwoli has told us. I see him controlling politics in this country for a long time to come. I see him continue to influence politics, not just in Mount Kenya, but in the entire country.
Kenya's piling national debt has been reported to grow exponentially during President Uhuru Kenyatta's tenure, with major infrastructure projects such as the Standard Gauge Railway and the new Nairobi Expressway being some of the projects constructed with debt money from the People's Republic of China, and experts worry that Kenya is at risk of defaulting on those loans after Kenyatta's government vacates office. Waris Kimathi, Lookup TV.
Thank you, Waris Kimathi, right there, setting pace for tomorrow, Wednesday.